Daniel Theobald here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm here with Ulan is actually creating an app, a therapy app to help people with anxiety and other conditions, particularly like insomnia, when it's very difficult to get a therapist in the middle of the night. Ulan, welcome.
Hi, Daniel.
Great to have you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to just briefly introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your background, and then maybe we can dig into what led you to this passion.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ulan. I'm a founder of a startup. I've been working as a software engineer for the last 10 years. And recently, I started the current company. And yeah, it's related to wellness and mental health. It comes out of my personal problem, especially last year. I suffered from insomnia. I would say it was severe insomnia, and I found people like me and came to a conclusion that traditional approaches probably don't work for all, especially for people like me. And
Interesting.
so, yeah, that was my experience.
Yeah, insomnia is often connected to some form of anxiety. And I would say that often, not always, but I'd say that certainly I had a period of my life where I had a lot of insomnia. Mostly I just couldn't turn my brain off and I'd, be up until all hours of the morning. One of the most miserable things, I have to say, when you're exhausted, you want to sleep and you just can't. What do you think brought you to this point in your life of insomnia? What was the cause?
Well, that's a good question because insomnia, like I would say that I suffered since my childhood, but it's
Mhm.
like a waves throughout my life. And especially when things getting harder, yeah, you mentioned right, anxiety and insomnia, they're like two brothers.
Yeah.
They come up together. And at some points of your life, you got severe anxiety and it leads to insomnia, and then that insomnia leads to even more anxiety, and
Yeah.
it's kind of dead loop.
Downward spiral.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you were having severe insomnia, can you just tell us what that looked like, just so maybe people who've never experienced that understand a little better?
Yeah, you feel tired, you feel exhausted, but still, and you feel like at night you feel like you want to sleep, but you actually don't sleep. Yeah. And you spend all night awake. You can lay down in your bed and spend all night staying
Tossing and
awake.
turning.
And yeah.
Ulan, I don't know if you had this experience, but I did. I started to fear bedtime, because I
Yeah.
knew that it was going to be challenging. I was going to potentially lay there for hours without falling asleep. Did you have that same experience, just becoming afraid of trying to sleep?
Yeah, at some point like it's kind of like you cannot just turn off your brain. Sometimes you feel like you're struggling with your brain.
Yeah.
Because your body wants to sleep and your body is exhausted and you feel like you definitely need some relaxation, but your brain cannot just turn off. And obviously there is a lot of distractions such as mobile phone, all these messages, notifications, and you like there's a racing thoughts chasing you. And it leads to fear of not getting sleep, probably.
Yeah, which makes it harder to sleep as well. All right, so you struggled with insomnia. You explored, I'd say, conventional therapies. You mentioned things like, cooler room, going to bed at 9, not having any screens around, all of those things. And you just felt like that wasn't effective or wasn't enough. So that has led you to try and create something new.
Yeah, that's right. That really doesn't work. Not just for me, but I spoke to a lot of people. I spoke to people from Reddit. So there is a huge community of insomniacs on Reddit, and that really doesn't work for, I would say, for 100% for all of them. And they take meds. I don't want it. I personally don't. I am afraid of taking medications. especially the strong ones, the serious ones. Yeah, I think one of the ways to cure that problem, it might be maybe my product, but maybe any of the products related to mental health.
And so your product, it sounds like, is around some kind of conversation, having someone, something, I guess, to converse with. How does it work?
Yeah, imagine that you have a friend you can talk to, and it's not about what that friend or that companion talks to you. It's the whole point is just you need to talk to
Yeah, get it out.
someone. Yeah, and really it doesn't matter what he talks to you in response. Most of the cases, it's just the basic things. But when you talk to it, when you describe your problems, apparently you feel a little bit better. It's like someone you can talk to at any time.
Yeah,
And,
I found that a lot of times when I was having trouble sleeping and I had thoughts in my head, just the act of writing them down, you know, communicating them sort of outside of my own head was really effective in getting those particular thoughts to quiet down.
yeah,
So
maybe
I
it's a
can see,
placebo effect,
yeah.
probably.
All right. And so I'm guessing, I mean, it sounds like if I had the option of calling up a friend at 2 a.m. and having a conversation without driving them nuts, that would probably be ideal. But since most people probably don't have that option, you're creating the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly. And also, there's one point that I've been talking to an expert. She's a sleep expert, and she told me that when you probably it's not the problem in the sleep because we don't feel safe, and
Mm-hmm.
it's in our cortex, in our very deep layer of our brain. When we were back in a million years ago, our brain, our cortex, doesn't allow us to sleep when we are in a very dangerous environment, such as,
Right.
I don't know, desert or a lot of predators around.
Yeah.
So the reason is, the whole point is to move yourself into a more safer space. Then your brain will deactivate.
Got it. Yeah.
Probably, for instance, if you have a dog, you feel better, you feel safer because dog is your friend. Like, it's in our brain. Like, dog
Mm-hmm.
is a friend, and if by any chance there is a danger, the dog will, help you
Protect us or make us
protect.
aware of
Yeah,
it or whatever.
because our brains, our cortex is still very ancient thing.
Mm-hmm.
The environment is changing.
Yeah.
We live in a very progressive world, but our brains it's still very ancient
Yeah.
device, I would say.
Yeah, that's interesting, Ulan. So when you say that, I kind of knew it, but I hadn't thought about it in this way, that our brain is just keeping us alert because it senses danger. And so we have to somehow calm down the brain and say, it's okay, you're safe, you can
Yes,
sleep. And
yes,
having a
exactly.
friend to talk to can provide that comfort.
Yes, or maybe you can have a dog or cat,
Yeah.
something like I would say, some friend, like a friend.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing this with us. So we had not explicitly talked about insomnia, and insomnia is a terrible thing, having experienced it myself. But sounds like there's more understanding of it, and I think sounds like we're going to have some other great options. So good luck on your startup, and
Thank you.
really appreciate you sharing your experiences with us.
Sure, anytime. Thanks for inviting me, Daniel, and I wish you great success with your interviews.
Yeah, I'm happy that we've been able to do this month. We've got just a few more interviews to do, and that'll be a wrap. But I've already gotten just tremendous feedback on how many people have been grateful that we've done this. So I appreciate you contributing.
Sure,
Take care.
sure. Yeah. Thank you.